Over 3,200 new subscribers have joined Robert Frank 615 in the last 7 days or so. I know a lot of that has to do with Joe Rogan mentioning me on his podcast. A lot of the new people are here because he sent you here. And I just want to say thank you to Joe Rogan for the glorious mention and kind of shout out and just playing one of my videos on one of the latest episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience. So thank you, Big Joe Ro. To all the new people, I want to say welcome. You probably think I'm that bandana guy that fucking screams in the car all the time. But I'm really not. And I try to bring a lot of different things to this YouTube channel, one of which is the live streams of the Glorious House of Gains podcast. Yes, I host my own podcast, and we will be live streaming today. It's Wednesday at about 8:15 p.m. So why don't you guys hop on, be part of the live stream. Your comments, questions, and concerns will be a permanent part of that podcast. And because we live stream it, and you guys can, leave your comments. You can chat amongst yourselves in the live stream. You could be a part of the show. Whatever you guys want to do, we'd love to have you. Now, I also know that a lot of you guys are going to bounce once we do the live stream. So I'm just hoping that you guys will give us a shot. And yes, there will be the rage videos here. There will be the skit videos. There will be videos like this from time to time where I'm just chatting with you guys, and of course the podcast. Now, for those of you who missed what Joe Rogan said, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it's only fair, and I know he's got a much bigger audience than I do. For those of you who don't listen to his podcast, he probably has, if not the number one, top 5 podcast, definitely, on the planet. Millions and millions of downloads every episodes. His YouTube videos get millions and millions of views. Number one on iTunes comedy forever. So it's a big deal when Joe Rogan mentions your name. So let me play this little clip, and then I'm going to say one more thing after it's done.
Not enough drugs in the Scotch system.
Do you know who Robert Frank is?
It sounds familiar.
He's a hilarious Instagram guy.
I can't recall, but it sounds really familiar. Yeah.
He's really funny, man. He's like, he talks like this. He's really fast.
Yes.
He's got this fucking hilarious rant about someone getting the girl pregnant and taking responsibility. And he goes, I have to ask you. He goes, if you're trying to get jacked and tan, what kind of gear are you on? I have to question your gear if you're getting your girl pregnant. What kind of swimmers do you have?
That guy's got so much energy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's another one. He gets censored off of Instagram all the time. They pull his posts, and he's got 1 million followers, and they won't give him a fucking blue check mark.
That's ridiculous. Because people don't understand that's our livelihood. A lot of people, that's social media is how we feed our fucking family.
Well, also, he's fucking funny.
Yeah.
But he's funny with toxic masculinity.
Right.
He's toxic.
Because his opinion's different. We're not allowed to have it.
He's jacked and tan.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it right there.
Yeah. He's not tan. He's red.
Play this.
That motherfucker's red.
He's funny, man.
Yeah.
He's funny.
National Chest Day, the most glorious day of the week. And
Chest Day.
Pecs so swole, every chick on the cardio deck will want a piece of my pole. I want to tell you a story about a bro who said I ruined his life. He said my videos give him the motivation to get juicy as fuck, and he shows up to the bar every weekend with his guns hugging the sleeves of his medium deep V-neck tees, and he's nailing hoes from different area codes like a fucking boss. Problem is, one of them called him up saying she's pregnant. Now he's blaming me for introducing her to the game. First of all, who the fuck told you to go raw dogging it? And if that's how you roll, there's plenty of other techniques for when you get the freaks in the sheets, like the sticky belly or sticky lower back. Perfect methods for when you get the hose on the sack. Whereas I've been told since I was 4 years old that in days of old and nights were bold and condoms weren't invented, they tried to suck around their and babies were prevented. And to this day, I still carry an extra sock in my back pocket because you never know when she's gonna want the rocket. But when she does, I'm gonna blast off on that ass. Because I'm Robert fucking Frank and I'm the women's pet and the man's biggest threat. And what my night has in store is to get some big booty whore on all fucking fours with her cheek pressed up against my bedroom floor.
Oh,
and you best believe that I'm double
You think he writes that all himself?
I think so.
Oh my god.
Swole is the goal, size is the prize. Let's get the clock, motherfucker. Let's go.
It's funny shit, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny shit.
All right, so that was pretty cool, right? And you can tell that he's genuine about it. He really thinks I'm funny. And if you can make a successful comedian such as Joe Rogan laugh, you did something right. So we're doing something right here. I know people only watched 30 seconds of this video the comments are going to be blown up. When are you going to go on Joe Rogan? When are you going to be on the show? Why don't you go on his podcast? That would be awesome. Well, yes, it would be awesome, but that's not how it works. He has to reach out to me, or his people have to reach out to my people and ask me to come on. It's not as simple as me saying, hey, Joe, I want to go on your podcast, and then boom, I'm on the podcast. Now, I know from time to time they put out polls or questions or who would you like to see on the Joe Rogan Experience. That is when you guys can do your job and say, hey, we want Robert Frank on the podcast. Don't blow him up on Instagram. Don't blow him up on his YouTube channel. I don't want you guys doing that because that's tacky. And I wouldn't want anybody doing that to me for a guest like, hey, put blah, blah, blah on the Glorious House of Gains podcast. Then you're blown up with tags. We don't want that. But from time to time, I know they do polls. I know they do questionnaires and they ask their audience who would they like to have on. That is when you guys could always remember Robert Frank 615. Anyway, this is way too long. See you guys tonight for the live stream. 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30 on the East Coast. See you there.